Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses gang, and this is Snoopy Badazz Explains why out-of-state Crips and Bloods are annoying. Now, I will have to say this. I think that Snoopy Badazz is very talented. He's one of my favorite personalities that have been on No Jumper. I will have to say top 20. We got AD T-Rail. We got Duno. Sharp. We got the infamous Crip Mac. We got who else? House Phone. House Phone. We got that's five. Mm, Adam 22. We got Selena Powell. Selena Powell in a dirty way. Like when you watch something that you know you shouldn't be watching and you don't want to watch it too much because you know it would affect your behavior. But anyways, man, let's get into it.
So you made a public service announcement where you basically said that all the out of states bloods and Crips that they're annoying and they're a joke and that they should be happy that LA lets them even call themselves Bloods and Crips.
Yes, I do. I agree with that
Oh,
because I felt no. I'm gonna tell you
wow.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. I know some out of state Bloods and Crips that's real niggas. Feel me? Because they take care of their business. They handle their politics in their area and in their section. Like I respect Sauce Walker. He an out of state Damu that I respect because he do his thing in his city and his section. Mm-hmm. He not putting his opinion in LA politics. My problems with the out of state Bloods and Crips that thinks they get an opinion in LA politics. You don't, my nigga. Mm-hmm. We don't give a about your opinion when it comes to LA Blood, Crip, Paru, Bram, Sodanyo, whoever. Any other, we don't care, bro.
Whoa. You said Bloods and not the bro. That's a whole different. That's a whole different thing, bro. That's a whole different thing. How are you speaking on the politics of what the Mexicans think about Mexicans and their gangbangery? That's a little different. I don't think he should have said all of that, but it's your life. Live it how you want to.
You got to be from this soil for us to take what you say into consideration. And I was just saying that, bro, because I be seeing a lot of out-of-state Bloods and Crips thinking that they can give an opinion on our LA politics, and they can't. You can't.
I mean, they could have an opinion about things in general, right? But like,
no. They can have they can't have opinion. Like if Snoopy Badazz is getting politicked on, they can't speak on my shit. They can't even speak on the Munchie shit. They can't speak on the Nipsey shit. They can't speak on the Big U because they don't know what the going on, bro. They don't know, bro. Like that's like me speaking on the King Von and FBG Duck politics.
Right.
I don't know what the I couldn't tell you how to get to O Block from to St. Lawrence. I don't know shit about Chicago, my nigga.
Right
like
down
I
the street.
can't. I don't know they jails. I don't know how they.
You could look. Okay, so that's a good analogy. You don't know how to get from 63rd and St. Lawrence. I mean, oh, my bad. 64th and St. Lawrence. You don't know how to do that to get to 63rd and King Drive or Calumet, right? The thing about it is, you can always ask somebody. And when they tell you how to get right down the street walking distance, you can be familiar with that terrain if they describe the buildings and the culture, and then you begin to believe what that person believes, right? And then when people ask you, well, how do you know how to get from where FBG Duck's from to where King Von is from? You could say some older gentleman, a OG, gave me the history. And then you can have opinions on the best way to walk from where King Von lived to where FBG Duck lived. Because you might not have physically have been there, but you have the same map, mindset, and strategies in life as somebody who knows how to walk from 63rd to STL. You see how that works? It's not a hard concept.
I don't know how they politics. So if I speak on that shit, I'm gonna look like a fucking goofy, bro. And that's how I feel about the out-of-state Bloods and Crips. Like, you don't know Crenshaw, you don't know El Segundo, you don't know.
See, that's
Rose
crazy.
Clan.
I gave the same exact. You see what I'm saying? But just to plug this in, I'm not a Blood or a Crip or anything like that. You know, it just doesn't make sense. It's just to me.
Yeah, you don't like, nigga. You need a GPS to get around this shit. Nigga.
I mean, it creates some weird situations because, like, you remember when Tony Woolrich, the gay Crip from Texas, came on, and like he's a Hoover Crip from where he's from, I guess, and like the way
I guess, bro, because you know I don't know what your fascination with this human being is, allegedly, but why are you putting it? Just doesn't even. I don't even want to say it. Why are you saying? Why are you putting both words together, bro? The what? And then he's a what from Texas? Nah, bro. Allegedly or whatever, I guess. Nah, nigga, you don't guess.
he's a Hoover Crip from where he's from, I guess.
I
And
guess.
the way Brick and Crip Mac are talking to him and stuff, they're just kind of laughing at him. Like, they can't take. He doesn't even know that there's like a neighborhood Hoover thing. Like, he don't know anything about the LA shit. It's just like that's what they say where you're from.
Put it like this. I felt like, look at.
Bro, are you? Cause I'm high. Are you high, bro? That is not. That is not a good comparison, my nigga. You just took this dude that likes dudes and compared him to all gang members and gangbangers who are gang banging the same who are in a what's the word? All gang members that are not originally from the place where their gang originates from. So you just compared the GDs in Birmingham. GD started in Chicago. You just compared the Latin Kings that's in Texas. You just compared the Vice Lords that's in Cleveland. You just compared the Sir 13s that's in Atlanta to Tony Woolrich? No, nigga. That's not even close. That's weird. There's, in certain people's literature, in certain people's knowledge, bro, it's a requirement for you to go to the motherland at some point and politic with the people. Yeah, that's imperative. You don't think all those grape streets in New Jersey never been to Grape Street and they don't know how to, like, that's the thing, bro. The thing about California, I don't want to say all California niggas because I've only been to like a few places in Southern California, right? Pasadena, BP, HP, Vernon, Calabasas, Long Beach. I think what's the furthest I ever been from LA? Whatever the case may be, a lot of you guys don't like to travel, right? Niggas in Chicago, a lot of times, it's not that they. I'm not gonna go into that, but I have to say this because Snoopy Badazz probably hasn't been a lot of places and socialized with these people. He doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand that people who are not from California, we travel, bro. We travel for no goddamn reason. I don't need to leave California. It's just so beautiful. There's just weed and people who don't live here. I mean, and there's women. We have Asian women, white women, Mexican women, women. Like, bro, California is not the end of the fucking stop, bro. Like, but a lot of people have this mentality. A lot of people don't understand that when you, of course, but that's just like Snoopy Badazz he's supposed to be from Compton, right? he's a Compton Pyru. So he's probably been to Pyru Street because that's a street that's originally in in Compton. If he was like Whack 100 is a Pyru from Pacoima, at some point his people let him know that the gang that we are representing does not originally come from here. We inherited that from somebody who did not live here. So we have to go to Pyru Street in Compton and we have to talk to those people and make those connections because this is not originally from here. That's weird to say, bro. That's like saying that Whack 100 can't have an opinion on Snoopy Badazz, but he had a lot of opinions about what you had to say or what you did on the stand. It's the same shit. That's like telling Whack 100 he can't speak on you, but he spoke on you. You let a nigga that's a Pyru, that's not even from Compton, call you a snitch and say you're not a... You let a nigga that's not from Compton tell you that you shouldn't, that you're not a Pyru. And he's not from Compton. It's the same shit, bro.
These are the Bloods and Crips from out of state that I respect. I respect homegrown out of state Blood and Crip sets.
There's no such thing as that, bro.
Like the 9
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. My bad. I thought he meant something else.
Gangsters, the sex money, murderers, the not no talking about he from Capanella Park, but he grew up in Philly. Get the fuck up out of here.
That's dumb. You respect homegrown because they changed the name? They changed the name, but they have the same understandings, bro. They have the same knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and literature. So you respect Sex, Money, Murder, G-Shine, Desert Eagle Bloods. Like, nigga, that doesn't even make sense. Just the history behind that is different, bro. But at the end of the day, so you respect Desert Eagle, G-Shine, Sex, Money, Murder, shout out to them, more than you respect actual Grape Street Crips that kept the same name, that wear the same colors, that use the same, you know what I'm saying? I'm not to say that not to say that homegrown sets shouldn't be respected. It's just odd that you would even bring them up because they weren't even originally Bloods. They were just calling themselves Bloods. And then T. Rogers, R.I.P. to T. Rogers, from the Jungles, one of the Stones, came and blessed them in. But somebody who has big homies that actually moved out there, that fly them back and forth, and they actually politic, that's kind of weird to me.
Here, bro. I don't respect that, bro. I don't, bro. So to nigga, I respect homegrown gangs. Like even Sauce Walker, they got the 102 Pyru. That's homegrown. I can respect that, bro. But like you ain't about
to... But it's still Pyru. It's not like what's the gang in Vegas? It's not like the QCs, where they're their own thing, where they're neutral. I don't know if they're neutral, actually. I don't even know if that's still around. I just saw that on a documentary one day. But who else? Who can I compare that to? I don't know. I'm high as but it's not like they're a neutral gang that's their own, that have their own mentality, and they're just using the name. Like that's literally because that's literally what Sex, Money, Murder did. But they just called themselves Bloods. It's different when you're an actual homegrown gang, like the Black Souls in Chicago, and you have no affiliation with the other people. It's really just like rebranding, my nigga. That's weird.
Me and you from Georgia Hoover, bro. Get the fuck out my face, bro.
Well, that shit is kind of wild when you're seeing all that Atlanta shit, all the Young Thug Rico shit, and you're like, damn, y'all are Inglewood, but you don't know any You have no. I mean, I guess
like,
maybe there's a connection from back in the day.
This is how you know they don't know shit. Young Thug beef with the Inglewood family Bloods in Atlanta, but he can come out here and be around the Inglewood family Bloods out here.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
that
do
should
that.
tell the out of state is right there that you niggas don't fucking matter.
If you're that disconnected, you might as well just get like a different name at a certain point, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, the homegrown out of state sets, bro. Like nigga, claim your area. If you want to be a blood, slap blood, Pyru, or Crip on that shit and do your own thing. You don't want to.
Why would you even do that?
In your shit, on blood.
I mean, when 1090 Jake first came out here, he made that real clear to me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a blood, but I ain't trying to tap in with any bloods out here. That shit got nothing to do with me," which I respect.
That's probably the smartest way to be. Bro.
Yeah.
Like okay, like who's gonna tell you you're not a blood?
Unless
ain't no central command dictating what gangs could be bloods and Pyrus. Look, in Big Tookie book, Blu-rays Black Redemption, he said the only thing it takes to be a Crip is the will to want to be one. That's it. That's it. You read Big Tookie, and it's the same thing with the Bloods. The only thing it takes to be a Blood or a Pyru is the will to want to be one. Now, if you create you a section you can put your own rules and shit to that to niggas that recruit, you can do that. But to say I'm a Blood because I tapped in with Big Wooty Whoop from Bompton, like, bro, Big Wooty Whoop don't give a fuck about you. You are an ego booster. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what a lot of people need to understand, bro. Like, do your own thing, blood. If you want to be like me, can't nobody tell me I ain't a Bompton Pyru.
That nigga said that shit with a lot of what we call confidence. Well, there's a video of somebody that's not from Compton Pyru, that told you that you were not a Pyru for quite some time and nothing violent happened, which is a good thing. But the reason that white man, Adam, just laughed, not how I laughed, but he was laughing like that on the inside, because a lot of people can't. That's what people say quite often on the internet. But somebody that's not from Compton told you were not a Pyru, and he put that on Pyru. He put that on Pyru. Yes, he did, Lord. He put that on Pyru. He put it on Pyru. He put it on Pyru that you were not a Pyru. He put that on Pyru that you were not put on Pyru. In your spirit. It's on you, but it's not in you, is what he said to you. And I'm not from Pyru, so I can't judge you. I mean, I can judge you, but I can't make judgments, right? I don't know if that's a difference, but anyways, yeah, man. Do your own thing, blood. If you want to be like me, can't nobody tell me I ain't a Bompton Pyru. Where you from? Shit, all of them, I guess. Motherfucker, it's Pyru though.
Like Tax Stone used to always say he was a blood from New York. He's a blood, and he said back in the day on his podcast that he was only a blood because there was a bunch of Crips in his neighborhood and he didn't fuck with them, so he said, "Fuck it, I'm a blood." And then like that's not what happened. 20 years later, he's still saying he's a blood.
Ain't that, that's what he.
Why'd you skip the? Bro, that's. Taxstone, just to clear this up, yes, he said he was a blood, and he started pretending to be a blood and lying and saying that he was a blood until somebody asked him about his information and who initiated him, and he said nobody, and then they initiated him, and then he became an official blood in either jail or prison. That's what niggas do a lot. If you do that, no, you're not a blood. If you don't get initiated and you don't get taught the proper literature and you just say you're a blood because you Googled some shit, no. But when you tap into people who have the information, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that a lot of people have, oh yeah, I met people from Chicago, I'm a GD. No, bro. My OG, his dad's from His dad's from Chicago, so he just made his own set. And no, bro, no. You never spoke to his dad. You spoke to somebody. I could see that. You met somebody that met somebody that's from Chicago and your advice, Lord. But you've never been to Chicago and you've never spoken to this person that's allegedly from Chicago. That's different, bro. But no, you gotta you gotta do that.
Now he got locked up.
Man, look, hey, look, bro. We just gotta keep it real, bro. Like no one man run the B, P, or the C, my nigga. This, like we said earlier, this shit is decentralized. You know what I'm saying? And the narrative and the rules is gonna change depending on who you talk to. You feel me? It's all about who you talk to. Now the Sodanos, on the other hand, they got one big system.
Yeah,
they shit different, bro. They shit is different. And
so why did you speak on the? So you backtracked. I already knew. Why would you even speak on that? I'm not even gonna speak on that. I don't know whether that be true or not. But I don't think he understands that as much as he is professing. But let's see.
And I respect.
When you're speaking on the Mexicans, you're not from Mexico.
Because it's like look at G-Face, right? We all knew he wasn't from White Fence. We all knew he was a rat. But guess what though? You never not one time seen the White Fence essays get on this motherfucking internet and say he a snitch. We're gonna get him.
I know that's weird, right? Why do we never see that happen?
That because they gangsters.
But it would have been so easy for them to just make one little Instagram video denouncing his ass.
Because when they see him, they're gonna kill him. They not trying to get Rico like Big U. They're gonna kill Blood. That nigga is in the hat. They don't play with this shit. Like that. Why you think he kept all blacks around him? He couldn't deal with no acting Sudano, bro, because they was gonna burn Blood.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but
yeah, that was pretty entertaining, but it's getting kind of early. It's getting bright outside. I'm gonna have to start getting ready, but that was pretty cool, man. It is what it is. Now it is not. As Aaron Moses on the band, you the band, we the band together, man. Life is in the breath and breathe it in peace, gang.